So you're connecting this killing to Neil Byrne?
I got the impression so was the pathologist.
Well, Henry's full of theories. He's an alky. Didn't you smell the Jack Daniels? Listen, right now I have a major crime wave. Drugs, extortion, prostitution. Victims include tarts, pharmacists, 2 chartered accountants, and a city surveyor. There's Uzis, hatchets, knives, even a knob curry. Do you know what a knob curry is?
Of course.
So we have more important things to worry about than incest and sheep dipping. And Neil Byrne did not kill them all. Sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. But I think he'll turn out to be our lodger.
Evidence, George. Evidence.
Byrne's blonde, right? So was Edith's lodger. Only he's gone and dyed it.
Half the Premier Division dye their hair.
So you suspect she was killed by a football team?
Joe's going to go crazy.
Joe hears what he wants to hear. And like most men, he wants to know he hasn't been made a fool of. Byrne's no use to us dead.
A vote is a vote. There's no reprieve. You still got feelings for him.
He can help our agenda, Dad. Here come the Glee Club, Joe and his boys. Wish me luck.
If anything happens to you, I'm going to rise out of this bed and tear his heart out with my bare hands.
That's my dad.
The consensus is you need a smacking.
A smacking? I've done us all a favour.
A favour, Annie? Now?
Byrne's out for a reason. Now, there's no point in Elgin and the Muppets romper-rooming him to oblivion until we know what he's up to.
Which is?
Whatever it is, there's bound to be a profit in it. Isn't that what you taught me?
Don't believe this. She snatches bloody Byrne from under his nose.
You think she shagged him?
Got a big mouth, Al.
The man's thinking with his dick.
Back off, Al. Unless you're calling me out. You went against the vote.
That means grief.
She's all yours, gentlemen.
Oh, easy, Joe. It's not down to us.
Your problem, son.
Which reminds me, who's actually in charge here?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's her's made an arsehole of you, not us.
Who, Al?
Well, you are, of course. You are.
Jack.
Sure. We don't want to go to war.
I don't care what your motives were. Bring him in.
I have to wait for him to phone.
Elgin will go with you.
I have my own people.
You've got one more.
Ready when you are, Miss Fleming.
We're opening Lo Struzzo tonight. We're the Prada.
Increase in the number of people seeking
Someone's changed the sign outside from taxis to casualty, right?
makes it very difficult for first-time buyers sent building for sale.
That kettle's boiled.
A government press officer said the growth in house prices is very different from the real wealth.
What do I do?
The pound overseas is unhelpful.
Put a tub of that needle in ashtray.
Interest rates continue to fall.
Best thread the needle first.
So, I pour it over the needle and the thread, right?
Ah, that's it. Pour some of that whiskey on it. You're allowed to pour alcohol, aren't you?
Otherwise, we wouldn't have any Muslim doctors, would we? More?
A bit more. Now, little darling.
You'd better take some of this.
No, thanks, I'm driving.
The horrific murder of a rooming house landlady has been linked to the escaped prisoner Neil Byrne, who's believed to be still in the area. Police are seeking information about a man who is renting accommodation from the murdered woman. Detective Inspector Forrest, who's leading the investigation, says they're not ruling out a link with the escaped prisoner. Neil Byrne was serving 2 life sentences for the murders of his wife and 4-year-old daughter.
So in your opinion, the man you're looking for is Byrne?
It is, let's say, a possibility. A strong one?
People are always so eager, aren't they? To jump to conclusions.
Wallace.
Your man has just phoned Greg and Nyla White. You want to listen?
Can we do that?
Coming through. Just don't speak or breathe. And no sneezing.
The more I dig, the more cages I rattle. The more I feel in my bones the killer is here. I'm so close, you know. So close.
Neil, you are no longer an escaped prisoner. You are now in the frame for a whole new murder.
Frame being the operative word.
Was she on to you? Is that it? Did she threaten to turn you in?
All she wanted, poor love, was a bit of company. She was lonely.
And you put her out of her misery?
Do you believe that?
No. No, I don't. But you must come understandings is there's a vote out on you. Open season. Or some trigger-happy plod.
Patagonia.
No deal.
Look, if I give you the page number, all you've got to do is tell me what's on it.
I'll tell you what. I'll do that. If you give me your word, Neil, to give yourself up by midnight tonight. It's 22 hours.
I'm sorry, I can't promise that, Mr. Gregg. I've just been set up for another murder. I'm going to find out who did it.
Then I can't help you.
Patagonia. Mr. Gregg, what are you hiding from me?
You're not out of the wood yet, you know.
What wood's that?
Dark and dangerous.
You'll protect me.
It's me you need to fear, girl.
I'll bring in Byrne.
See the way they looked at me? Led by me dick. I should have hurt you.
So why didn't you?
I should have. You make me look weak.
They're terrified of you. I need you strong.
After what you did, I should kill you.
I know.
I know.
How's everything your end?
Yeah, fine, mate.
What's that? All right, I'll see you in 15. I'm just going to check on that fat git.
When I take my hand away, if you make a noise, I'll slit you.
My boys. Oh, God.
They're sleeping.
Oh, no.
In the land of Nod, you sad turd. You sent me up today. Was that nice?
Nothing personal. It was a policy thing.
And Edith. She was a policy thing too, was she? A sad old tart, you sick bastards. Policy. What's some of this for policy?
Edith, who the hell's Edith? Edith, oh.
Who did that, Alan? Which of your army of sickos gutted her like a fish?
On my dear mum's grave, Neil, I haven't got a clue what you're on about. Edith.
Do you want to live, Al? We'll see. Who killed my Alison and Sarah? Just the truth. Was that a policy thing? Hey? Did the outfit vote them dead?
No.
Well, me. You think I did it? Come on, Al. We worked on stuff together for 2 years. Do you think I'd take a boning knife to a woman and a kid? Do you, Al?
Truth? No. But for 2 years, Neil, I never figured you for a police rat either.
How's Annie? Hey? Did he knock her about?
She talked him around like she always does. Joe's crazy about her. It's like that guns in the street mini-drama never occurred. He even took her to the opening of the Low Struts all last night.
Next question. What did Jacko pay me 200,000 for?
Is that you, Mr. G?
Yeah, I'm just having a breath of night air.
I'll just come up if that's all right.
Sure. It's just a routine check. Go on now. I won't tell him anything.
Now you on. Oh.
It's a dream, Neil. You selfish bastard.
Daddy, stop yelling, Daddy.
You a minicab or a copper? Minicab, why?
We tried one further down the road.
A couple of coppers. You know Sale?
Yeah, help him.
Oh!
We've been to a fancy dress.
Yeah? No kidding.
Yes, I have an appointment.
Local CID investigated reports of a fracas yesterday in the Canal Street vicinity.
And why is that of interest to us?
The informant made a possible ID on Neil Byrne, who, of course, does not exist. Also, positive on one Elgin Gatsby,
No relation, I take it?
Joe Connor's enforcer.
Byrne was a fool coming back. He could be far away by now.
Sorry, there's a Detective Chief Superintendent Wallace. He's,
I'm making inquiries about one Neil Thomas Byrne.
Then you should have made an appointment.
And you would have refused claiming something under the Act.
Probably.
It won't take long.
What was the name?
Let's pretend that we're both grown-ups, eh?
Chief Superintendent. I, too, have read in the newspapers about this Byrne person's alleged involvement in this service. It is something we never confirm nor deny.
I'm afraid I'll require more cooperation from you than that.
The day, Mr. Wallace, you come back here with a warrant signed by the Home Secretary, I might, just might, be prepared to discuss this firm's business with you. I wish you luck.
You are aware, and I know you are, that innocent people out there will possibly die in very nasty circumstances if Byrne is not caught.
As I say, good luck. Everything is of relative importance. You do your job, Inspector.
Chief Superintendent.
Quite. And I shall continue to do mine. Good day to you.
Bloody people.
I know. We're such shites.
Got nerve.
Excuse me.
So what did your father have to say?
How do you know I've been to see him?
You went to see your father, then you faced up an outraged Joe and explained to him how all you did by saving my sorry arse was to keep me in play.
Not bad.
Then, just to remind him what a lucky lad he is, you shagged him. Senseless.
10 points.
So
So,
after shagging Joe,
he fell asleep. A deep sleep. So I searched the flat. Do you remember that gold painting?
you paid 10 grand to the crew that nicked that.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, behind there I found this folder. So I borrowed it, copied it, and put it back.
And?
Bank details, offshore funds.
Keeps coming back to money.
Of course, it's the outfit's raison d'etre, isn't it?
Got anything else for me? Look, I'll keep my part of the deal.
As long as you know what you've taken on.
If you can sleep with a man you hate, and he can't see that, what am I to make of this?
I'm a lost soul, Neil. What else do you need?
I think the boys are too comfortable. What's dearest to their hearts, eh? What'll hurt the pockets most?
I have a cross.
See you, Annie.
Excuse me.
Okay, boys, what's up for today then?
Lower left torso. Brain cortex penetrated by cervical column, Cs 1 to 4. Morning, gents.
Is this our architect?
City surveyor, to be precise. Fit man for his age. Look at this muscle tone.
Maybe he was a jogger.
Of the horizontal variety, he has a rare case of syphilis in the secondary development.
Dirty wee beast. So, Edith Ramsey.
Number 1117.
How much adrenaline?
Not a lot.
Adrenaline.
Somebody who dies violently and did not see it coming has less adrenaline in the blood than someone who was, say, tortured.
And Edith had low adrenaline, which means that she died almost immediately and was not at first afraid when confronted by her killer.
Most killers who butcher their victims like to keep the poor souls alive for as long as possible. That's the nature of sadism.
But Edith Ramsey was killed instantly and then filleted post-mortem.
Immediately post-mortem, else there would have been far less blood all over the place.
Which denotes what?
Anger? Morbid pathology?
There was a disturbing suggestion of psychosis in this chap's handiwork. Speaking as somebody who cuts up bodies for a living.
Is this rare? Killing first and then ripping up the cadaver?
Rare enough.
There is one other relatively recent case.
Alison and Sarah Byrne.
Burns our man.
Pity. I was beginning to root for him.
He was this close to finishing us off.
If it weren't for that Ali Khan, we would have had that other bloke.
Behave. Ali loads at them with rock salt.
Still blow your head off at short range.
Yeah, but that other guy, he went apeshit. He really knew his stuff.
What's a mad bastard like that doing working in a bloody minicab office, eh? That's what I want to know.
Hello, boys. How'd you like some smoke on the management?
Very nice.
How about Nick Hucknall?
I think we need a major sports name.
I like Murray Walker.
Desi Liner.
Annie tells me you're doing a salmon on Sunday.
Yeah, Gwenda's cooking it herself. Freshly poached with new potatoes and Singlu's own mayo.
I'm more of a pig trotters man myself.
Oh, pig trotters, I love them.
Done crispy, you know, like Peking duck.
With raspberry coolers.
Don't talk daft.
Now, that is what I call a 27 million squid view.
I just think 3 years ago this was a rubbish dump.
The Northern Eagle Hotel and Leisure Complex, our flagship. It's already booked solid for the first 3 weeks.
No kidding.
Any news on Byrne?
Coppers think he killed that old bird. You know, the traffic warden's with her. Gutted. Like a halibut.
Like a halibut. I like that.
Here comes Elgin in a hurry.
Heard from him, Alan?
Elgin? Neil Thomas Byrne.
No.
All right, son, take your time. Remember what happened at the marathon.
I think we found Byrne. That book you're always reading.
The Oxford Book of English Humour, yeah?
How come you never laugh?
It's not very funny.
Strange race, the English.
It's interesting seeing what they laugh at. See if I get this right. You don't want a minicab. Spanish does not look like this, sir. No way, man. Spanish John is off a container load of lorry parts from Bremerhaven.
Lorry parts?
Cost him £2,000. He's a bird of passage.
Legal immigrant.
But now he's married to my sister Anisha.
To get UK nationality.
When was that?
What do you reckon, Skanky? About 2 months ago?
About 10 weeks.
How come we so tasty then, this bird of bloody prey?
Passage.
When I want your input, I'll dial 100, all right?
He's a Kurd.
Spanish John's a Kurd.
Freedom fighter.
Kurdish John just don't sound right.
Shut it. And it was him who beat up your 2 would-be robbers.
Spanish is a wanted man in Turkey. But he don't look like this. So, maybe you could take him on.
Doing what? I've got plenty of helpers.
Oh, he's a terrific cook. You need a cook? You must know someone who could hire him. Spanish was a sous chef before he was involved in all that fighting.
I don't need a cook.
You might hear something. This is my card. Maybe John can give you a ring. You got a number?
We're out of here.
It's rare we meet men at the top. Can I just make one small complaint?
Complaint?
Well, you see, I pay 200 a week, insurance, let's call it. Yet 2 hoodlums come in here shooting off guns. And if it hadn't been for my brother-in-law, I'd have been robbed.
And?
We are the small men. I don't mind paying insurance to the organisation. I know my 200 must seem like nothing to you, but there's a lot of us and it all adds up. These 2 cheap hoods showed no respect to the people I pay for protection.
Hey, we don't use that word.
Gentleman has a point. Get someone to have a word with them 2 cowboys. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and if you hear of anyone needing a cook... I think I might burst into tears.
Well, well, Mrs. Evans.
I must be mad.
I've made some Pims. Would you like some?
I'm driving.
Not for a while, I trust.
God, this is so wrong.
I know. I know.
Tony, can we talk about Hugh's promotion now?
Greg?
I'll be brief. Page 224 in the book, there's numbers on it. List of serial numbers. Get 'em handy and I'll call you back.
And what do I get in return?
I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Book? What book?
Patagonia, according to the last tete-a-tete. Who does this man Greg think he is? I'll give him bloody book.
Maybe we can persuade Greg to negotiate with Johnny up here and flush him out.
You know, maybe you're not just an ugly face after all.
But how do we sell it to him?
Vanity. The man's vain.
Do you suppose El Cid'll find him before we can squeeze him dry?
The Tartan Muppets, Wallace and Gromit find Neil Byrne. No, I think that's down to you, my love.
What's going on out there?
Joe.
Elgin, I finally caught up with you then.
You're not going to like this, Joe.
Why not, pray?
Well, because every fire engine in town is on its way to the Northern Eagle.
Elgin,
Joe.
drop everything. Use everyone.
Everyone?
Every whore, bent copper, taxi driver, pusher, user, every bit of low-life scum in this organisation. Find Neil Byrne and bring him to me. I want a word with him before he eventually dies.
Thanks for coming in. The subject is Neil Byrne. I've spoken to Millbank, and the feeling is the man's become too much of a loose cannon to leave to the CID.
Or indeed to the tender mercies of the Connor Syndicate.
Nah, I'm confused. Now, is it the syndicate, the outfit, the mafia, or the mob?
It's organised crime by any other name. You. But I didn't call this meeting to decide on semantics.
You want us to bring in Byrne?
Just so. Ideas?
I have one. The radio game?
You're listening to your favourite station, MCX 1V, Manchester's ever-popular late-night nostalgic sounds of 60s radio. Well, that, of course, that lost track was the one and only Eric Clapton with Snake Drive. Now, out of interest, can anybody tell me the name of the group, and don't say the Yardbirds?
Blues Breakers.
That's right, it was the immediate all-stars. Okay, right now I have a very sexy young woman sitting next to me. Her name is Alicia. Some of you may remember Alicia. Isn't that a very smoochy name? Alicia and me went to uni together, and we nearly went out together once. Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Jeff.
And Alicia has tonight's riddle, a popular moment in our show.
Okay, my first name was James without a cause. My second gives access out of doors. Chattanooga rings bells, and the bells are for matins. Confidences will be respected, and much there is to tell.
Good grief. Well, that'll be repeated during the programme. Alicia, choose the next number.
I'd like Too Much Too Young by the Specials.
Oh, well, you can't have it. It's in the wrong decade for this hour. Anyway, try again.
T for two?
Not on this show, baby. I don't know what the stunning Alicia is on, but keep taking the medication. Okay, a bit later on, we're going to be talking to some of the ex-stars.
Stockport, Cheadle Hume, Handballs, Winslow, Alderley Edge, Holmes Chapel, Sandwich and Crew. Platform 1 for Crew bound Stockport.
So you think I'm old enough to remember James Dean, do you?
Neil, it's all over.
Bitch.
There's nowhere to run. You'll be safer back inside.
Does everybody say that to me?
Stand still, Byrne. We are armed.
Stop or fire! Stop the track!
Thought I'd cease to exist.
Drop the gun.
I ain't got a gun.
Drop the gun, man!